Hello and welcome to the podcast that, for the last time maybe, is called the Jelly Deal Gang. My name is Sara and I am the GM of this session of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. Joining me today we have...
Becs Watson playing Jaz Vell, the scoundrel.
Blundell playing Juniper Poutine, the devoted.
And Helen Gaffney playing Tiddles, the beast.
So last time we saw our trio of disaster lesbians, they made their escape from the publishers, first by water and then by water taxi. After some initial coyness, Juniper revealed that Static Vector had put the price of the hacked information up from 1,000 M&Ms to 10,000 M&Ms. Feeling characteristically guilty, Juniper tried to sell her ship, the Ladies Who Launch, to Marla Parsons, but found out the old girl wasn't worth as much as she had hoped. This led to a surprisingly hostile interaction between Jaz and Juniper, in which frustrations over crew contributions were aired and Jaz was left feeling uncharacteristically guilty. Driven by this, Jaz decided to do something drastic and sell all the memories related to her former lover and almost fiancé in order to raise the money to pay Static. The next day, with M&Ms in hand, the trio went to meet Static, but their rendezvous was cut short by the arrival of the author's security goons who had been tracking them to get the information back. A fight broke out, allowing Juniper and Static to slip away into a meeting of the cause, where Static, in the face of Juniper's unending selflessness, decided to give her the flash drive of information. And a kiss. Meanwhile, Jaz and Tiddles absolutely destroyed the goons and stole a helicopter. Sure, Jaz was forced to indulge in one of her memory jars and relive life as an accountant desperately missing his ex-wife Janet, but they ultimately got away from their pursuers. However, when they took the information to their client, Christa O'Neill, they found the library had a large police presence. A quick one-on-one with Jaz's detective power revealed that Christa had been kidnapped, and a threatening text message to Juniper revealed that they weren't the only ones the author had been tracking.
Dun dun dun!
That's great. I totally forgot that she was kidnapped.
I forgot everything that had happened except the two very intense moments.
I remembered pretty much all of that.
Thank you, Tiddles.
Tiddles doesn't remember shit. It's Helen that remembers.
Tiddles can't even remember our names at this point.
Probably not.
Friends?
Question mark?
So, you reconvene on the train platform and share the information you have, I imagine, Jaz.
Yes. She said that... I don't remember what she said.
She just said Chris had been kidnapped, essentially.
She said it got hit by mercenaries.
Yes.
And Christa has been kidnapped. She's not there. Someone new. And 3 guesses who.
And I've got a text message. And it says something to that effect also, and the precise wording of which I can't bear to look at again to repeat it. But I believe the author has Christa. So we're in trouble.
Big trouble. But we do have 10,000 M&Ms.
That's true.
They touch a pink hair on Krista's head.
Oof.
I'm gonna go manticore on their asses, as far as I'm concerned.
Gonna get all 6 tits out again, are you?
That lady gives good scritches. And that's not to be underestimated, quite frankly, because you're rubbish at scritches.
Like, I just find it a bit uncomfortable, okay?
I tried my best.
What's
Communication
uncomfortable?
is key, Tiddles. I think we should have just talked more, but never mind.
Well, now you know.
Now I know.
So where do we even start looking for Christa?
Well, I will interject there to say that the exact wording of the message was for you to meet at the Parliament building tonight.
Yes.
Right, that's key information.
It occurs to me... It occurs to me that the text did mention that we should meet at the Parliament building tonight at midnight.
Okay.
Well,
No, not midnight.
No, not midnight. Just tonight. I've elaborated because I thought it would be more dramatic, but it just says 6 p.m.
Yeah, about that.
Something like 6 p.m. She
Yeah,
said tea
that
time.
is less dramatic.
Tea time's a really awkward thing because tea time means different things to different people.
Yeah, because that could mean, like, what, cream tea time? That could mean, oh, it's, a tea break. Or it could mean, like, dinner. It could be an evening meal. Madness.
I think regardless of time, we can all agree that it's a trap, right?
Oh, probably.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's just trying to get the information from us.
So, do we do a classic switcheroo and give her a fake pen drive? Do we...
I think the problem with that might be that she's not intending on leaving us alive after obtaining the information.
True.
So we'd give her a fake thumb drive, and then we'd die.
Pen thumb.
Pen thumb.
Do you think she knows that we're all badass bitches with swords?
I did very much threaten her with my sword, so I think she might know.
I suspect she's heard of us at this point. She has her goons looking for us.
Do you think she's just got a death wish, or just doesn't realise that we're...
I think she has almost
lethal?
Unlimited money and more mercenaries than even 3 badass bitches can deal with. She doesn't need to get her hands dirty. That's the whole point. That's the whole problem. That's why it's so hard to get to her, because it's never her doing it.
But tonight, do you think she'll be there?
Maybe just to gloat.
Do you think this is an opportunity?
It's the only one we've got.
Maybe this is our chance to show the world her there and her hands in the pie. That's the expression, right?
Oh,
her
fingers.
Hands,
I think it's fingers.
Her full hands in the pie.
Both hands up
Both
to the
hands
elbow.
up to the elbows in the pie, as we say
Big
here on
pie.
Mytilene.
Are you suggesting we bring a pie?
Yeah, I think maybe a pie.
A metaphorical one or a real one?
I don't know.
Can we get one of those ones that women jump out of?
Look, this is all ideas are good ideas at this stage.
Do you think we could convince my detective friend to get in a cake, we wheel it in, after she's done an evil villain monologue, she pops out and arrests her?
Yeah, we say, this is a we're sorry pie, please don't kill us, and then boom, you're arrested.
Boom, Trojan pie.
Trojan pie. Trojan pie?
Trojan pie.
Jazz, Trojan pie? You seem to be not making eye contact with us right now. Jazz, Trojan pie?
We could also live stream the whole thing feasibly. I mean,
That was more what I was thinking.
We could do both.
That's an option.
We could trick her into revealing
I suspect
what she's done.
2 things is better than 0 things.
How about 3 things and we get a second pie?
2 pies.
I think we're getting a bit focused on the pies here.
How about I hide in a pie? How about we all hide in pies? And we have caterers bring us in.
Can I be in a fish pie if I'm going to be hiding?
You can be in a fish pie.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be in a apple pie. And Jazz can be in whichever filling.
Cherry, I think.
That way
I think she's a
everyone
cherry
gets
pie.
their own input on this plan. I don't see why you could have a problem with it. Because we all got to pick our own
We
filling.
can eat our way out.
Jazz walks
How about we just go for pie?
10 steps away from this conversation and just takes a few deep breaths, not looking at Juniper.
When you take those steps away, Jazz, you see an advertisement on the opposite platform that says there's going to be a debate tonight at the Parliament between the author and the opposition.
Guys, it's staring us right in the face this whole time.
You're right. You're absolutely right. It should be pumpkin.
Oh, no.
I can't believe it.
Juniper?
You're so smart, Jazz.
Juniper, look at me.
Blue sky thinking.
Look at me.
Blue pie
Right.
thinking.
And
Blue pie
and
thinking. Blueberry. Tiddles. Oh my gosh. Now that's it. We found the nug of the idea. Blueberry pie.
Jazz goes over to Juniper, puts like a hand on top of her head and a hand on her chin, and just forcibly turns her head to look at the debate advertisement.
I'm not sure what I'm looking at. Is this pie related? Oh my god. Okay, I see. That's a good thought too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how we work pies into it, but
Yeah, I think heartbreakingly we might have to leave the pies for another time.
Can we have pie after?
Sure.
Celebratory
Celebration pie.
Excellent. Good.
that traditional food that you eat after destroying a turf is celebratory pie.
Juniper, you feel your phone vibrating in your pocket. You're getting a call.
Ooh.
takes her a minute to realise what it is, because it never happens.
I know, it's a rarity. You can see it's it's static.
Oh, she flushes immediately. Yellow, yellow. Hi, 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 hi. Hello, hello. Is it me you're looking for? Hi. Yo, what's up? Hit me up.
In the background, you can hear sirens. And she goes, it's gone. It's all gone. They burnt it down.
What's gone?
The red leaf, they burnt it down.
And the red leaf is...
The coffee shop, you fool. That was Tiddles saying that, just in case.
Your coffee shop. And the red leaf is your coffee shop. That was a pause of sadness. Oh my God, SV, I'm so sorry.
I want to help. I want to end this fucker's whole career.
Well, I think we're on the same page. I want to end it too. Let's take her down.
Yep. I'll meet you. Tell me where and I'll meet you.
Well, we're all going dressed as pies tonight to the Parliament building. For like midnight, I think we said? Something like that. But you can come as Blueberry. I've promised. SV's backseat Blueberry.
We are not doing pies!
Sorry. No, sorry, you changed the plan. I'll let you know what the plan is. I'll call you back. But we're going to get her, and it's going to be tonight.
Good.
SV? You still there? SV, are you still there?
Hang up the phone, woman.
Am I still... Hello? Is this just boop, boop, boop?
Yeah. She hung up a while ago.
She hung up a while.
You couldn't... Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, see ya, bye. Bye, kisses, bye. We hung up at the same time. So, how are we going to do this?
Well, I think we have to get her to reveal her hand.
We have a hacker. We could use the
Maybe she can hack into the
microphone?
Parliament Wi-Fi.
Parliament microphone Wi-Fi.
This is the only thing we use Wi-Fi for nowadays. Everything else is on 10G, but Wi-Fi is still for microphones.
I think the trick is to make her think that she's won and that we're alone.
Yeah.
Get her to admit what she's done and what she's planning to do, and then maybe SV can broadcast that to the world.
Well, if they're already broadcasting the thing, I think we probably just need to hack the microphone so that it broadcasts at the wrong time rather than...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we're going to have to turn up there and pretend to offer her back the thumb drive in return for Christa and try and get her to, say bad stuff. This really isn't my kind of play. Usually I just kind of run in and I just kind of hit people.
Can I have a suggestion on what fake thumb drive we want to give her?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we give her a transgendered /fic of her own books? Because I just think that would be very poetic.
Yes.
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 Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that exists.
Has anyone written any, or are we going to have to just get it off the internet?
I pull out 5 pen drives from my pocket and I'm like, any of those, take any of them.
Cool.
Okay, I see you're interested in this sort of thing. I just assumed it existed, but okay, I see that it definitely does, huh?
If there's a form of /fic, I've probably written it. At some point. Look, it gets lonely sometimes in space.
Okay. So...
I mean... You're literally never alone because that ship is so small that we all have to be in the same room, like, at least 2 of us at a time. But, props to you for being so
sometimes
productive.
There's a little hidey hole that I like to go. There's a little space on the ship down in one of the cans. There's a nice little warm round space down in one of her cans that I like to go and curl up in and just write my /fic in her cans.
Oh, yeah,
the cans of the ship.
Tit room. Yeah.
Have you ever done news at 10 /fic? Is that... You said it
yep.
almost... Okay, news at 10. Right.
Yep, done that.
Wow, news and turns.
Pulls out another 5 flash drives. Any of those.
I like that every time we refer to a USB stick, referring to it with a different name.
Oh.
Flash drive, pen drive, thumb drive, USB.
Can't think of another one now. I was going to have to stop talking about that.
I also like that we're still using them in the future. Okay.
Only reliable way of transferring information. The cloud, we all know what happened to the cloud. We don't talk about that.
Wait, though, hang on. I feel like we're missing an obvious trick here, which is we already have everything that she doesn't want us to have.
Mm.
Well, if we do a timed upload,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
I
I'm
wonder
sure Static
if-
can manage that.
I wonder if we can manage it so that as soon as we get our hands on Christa, all of her dirty secrets replace the live debate broadcast.
Mm.
We should take a look at this. We haven't actually looked at what's on it.
That's true.
Maybe we should ask Static to do that.
Yeah, you saw the information, Juniper, when you were in the publishing.
Yeah, I saw some
building.
of it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know it's incredibly incriminating both from a financial standpoint in her tax returns and also from a religious fundamentalist
Yes,
side
that's
of it.
true. She had those
in that
emails. And...
She's actively trying to destroy the entire LGBTQ plus community.
Is some of it where it's like actually incredibly damning, but it's all hidden in like spreadsheets? So if you know how to read the spreadsheet, you're like, oh my God. But for everyone else, it's like, numbers.
Yes, the accountants in the audience are going to lose their mind when they
And
see
then they're
that.
going to turn to their friends and explain it, and then they're going to be like, oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, maybe we can have SV drum up a few, like, pie charts, bar graphs, something for those of us who maybe
Memes.
have never done accounting in their
Memes
lives.
would be good.
Maybe we could just do it all as memes.
Can we have the meme where the cat goes,
Good
"That's a
audio,
really
Helen.
good meme."
Yeah, explain that for the podcast, Helen.
There's a meme with a white cat doing a horrified face, and people sometimes put like fire coming out of its mouth or something.
Can't think of anything worse than a friend putting me on the spot to describe a meme, so I do apologise for doing that.
Look, I was happy to do it.
I would just like you to, Captain Holt style, be like, it's like the meme found at https://imgur.com 59ferv.htm. Do you think we should maybe invite some friends, some maybe law enforcement friends to the debate? Just to, watch?
Do we have people who are friends and not just
I've got
weird,
one.
awkward
Yeah.
/ crushes that
Ooh,
are
and she's
kind
just
of
over there.
almost enemies, almost lovers. It's not really a friend, is it?
It's potential.
What's her name?
Doesn't matter.
You haven't
Not
asked, have you?
I like to keep it mysterious, although now that I think about it, I'm not sure why.
That's probably something you should talk about with your therapist, but we're not here to judge.
Huh.
I'm here to judge.
We're not here to judge, but it is weird.
Anyway, all I'm saying is, since she has expressed an interest in having a drink with me, maybe I can suggest that we meet at the debate, and then she'll be there, and then when everything goes down, she'll be able to leap up and arrest her live on television.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Give it a go.
Why not?
Maybe you should try asking her name as well.
Nope.
just a thought.
That's fine.
Maybe get her phone number.
It's fate. If it's meant to be, then we'll find each other.
Yeah.
Again, not sure why. Not sure why I've always done that.
Anyway, just go talk to her. Go talk to her.
All right.
Maybe now is not the time and place to talk about all the lies that Disney sold us about perfect relationships, okay? But I promise you, we'll talk about it tonight over pie.
Great.
At the Parliament building.
Okay. Can I backtrack?
Yes, you can head back down the platform steps to the library and go talk to the detective. And,
The detective.
set out your date plan.
Yeah. I just, awkwardly lean over the crime scene tape and I'm like, hey, detective.
Hey, Jaz, yeah, hey.
Listen, I know you're, super busy right now, and this looks like it's going to be stressful, you know? And I think it would be kind of nice if tonight maybe you could meet me and we could, unwind.
Yeah, I think I'd like that.
Yeah, how do you feel about politics?
Just some relaxing politics.
I guess indifferent, maybe.
Okay, I promised someone that I'd go to that debate tonight with them. So maybe you can meet me there, and then afterwards we can go and do something fun, you know?
So you want to meet at the Engeltine Menorah debate?
Yeah. I'd like to catch a little bit of it if I can. You know, I'm a very learned woman in politics. And, we could maybe stick around, watch some of it, and then go grab that drink.
I mean,
it would make me really happy.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the only way for this date to happen, I think that I have to say yes.
Awesome.
As weird an offer as that was, yeah, okay.
Oh, you know what? I like to do memorable, different things for dates. You'll never forget it. Promise you that.
Very true. Yeah. Okay. Then I'll meet you at Parliament at 7 tonight. Then.
Great. And if I'm a bit late, just head in and grab a seat, and I promise I'll be right there. Okay, I'm not the best at timekeeping. I think it's best to get that out of the way now, just so that you know it about me. But I'll be there.
Okay, cool. I'll see you later then.
Yeah. See you, detective. And I'll just walk away.
Can I just say that in the meantime, I've been talking to Juniper about how Tiddles has always liked Beauty and the Beast because she likes the idea of a bookish woman sweeping her off her feet and turning her into a human.
Oddly heartbreaking.
And
Devastating.
Juniper at first thinks she's like, we're like, yes, because we see ourselves in Beast. Yeah, of course. God, that was a different film for you, wasn't it?
But I don't have a rose.
Personally, I'm definitely a Gaston. No, not a Gaston. Maurice at best.
I'd say...
I was going to go with Lafleur, but Maurice is almost sadder.
I was going to say you're more like one of those women who are like, Two Gaston.
You're like one of the people that tries to storm the castle at the end.
Yeah.
Swept up in the hysteria of it.
Yeah.
I'm that cabinet that's waiting to fuck up a villager with a baseball bat in that one shot.
Oh, she's the hero.
You're like the woman with the tray of eggs.
We're getting oddly specific now.
Yes.
To be honest, I think I might be the old man who keeps the bookshop and gives her that book for free.
Yeah, that is quite.
There you go. That is you and accurate. Juniper, you get a text outlining more details of what needs to happen tonight. So you are to meet at the Battlement Building, which is the building next to Parliament where all the offices are. You've got a room specifically which you assume is Engeltine's, parliamentary office for now. This is scheduled to take place at the same time as the debate. So you get the feeling that Engeltine is not going to be there when you go to the office, which definitely isn't a trap.
Right.
Does the text say that? P.S. Definitely not a trap. XOXO.
I relay all that information.
Okay. So what?
There's going to be press, surely, and people asking questions. If we leak this during the debate,
we could use the screens and put the information on the screen behind her. She won't even know what's happening. Everyone else in the audience will be like, oh my god, look
we
at
can
this bitch.
Also Sherlock it and have SV send it to everybody's phone, all the journalists' phones.
Yes.
During the debate. And so then suddenly she'll just start getting questions, preferably whilst she's talking about how she's gonna do good things about taxes, so that the full irony of it, hits her in the face.
But we need to save Christa.
I mean, yeah, the idea is that if this is happening, if SV can do this, then we'd be tracking down Christa and saving...
Okay.
Christa, and then maybe we can turn up at the debate and be like, she kidnapped this woman and she threatened us over it, but we will not be silenced, you know?
Yeah.
So essentially what that means is that we have to meet up with SV again and give her back the thumb drive that she gave to us because she wouldn't give it to us. By the way, I'm still not cool about that.
It's okay. I think she's come around.
I don't think it is okay. I don't think that just because she then gave it to us and ran away, that fixes the fact that she tried to extort us.
She had a good reason. And sometimes people do bad things for good reasons.
Please line up one person's business with the futures of every LGBTQ person in the galaxy and tell me it was a good reason.
It's not forgivable.
Just give her a kick in
but
the
she
shins.
apologized and she gave me a nice kiss. So I'm willing to give her a second chance.
That's all it takes. Huh? Just an apology and a smooch and you're fine with it? Because I'm not.
A little bit of tongue. So
gross.
So yeah, I'd say yeah.
I mean, I'll work with her, but I don't like her.
Don't ask what I'll do for a touch on the butt.
I will not ask.
Don't ask.
Thank you.
Don't ask.
I'm not asking.
Don't.
Mm-hmm. This is me not asking.
Don't. I wouldn't if I were you.
Yeah, I'm Tiddles?
Do we need to talk about how you feel about being touched? I mean, I think we know that you haven't been touched in a long time. I think we understand. It's okay. We've been in a spaceship with you. We've seen your slash fiction.
Okay, I'm going to be honest, Tiddles. When I said your name, I was kind of hoping you'd change the topic and not delve deeper into it.
And why would you think that?
I don't know. Let's go and find SV.
Yes.
Look. Sex is healthy and bodies are normal.
We're really
and it's good to talk about these things.
We're having a difficult time staying on topic today, aren't we?
We can talk any time you want.
June.
We can talk about sex or pies.
Or
sex with pies.
June. I think there's just more important things to do right now.
Nothing more important. Wink!
I walk away.
Yeah, you get on the train that comes onto the platform. I think maybe, I
don't know where it's going, but I'm getting on it.
I think there's a lot of tangents of absurd topics because you're probably all nervous about this incredibly dangerous and fraught situation ahead of you. And humour's a way to deal with this awful situation. So it's fine to talk about pies. It's fine to talk about sex. It's fine to talk about sex with pies. It's fine to talk.
Oh, God.
All of that is said by a person on the platform next to you.
Thank you. Juniper's hugging them.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's so good to feel validated.
I am curious what will happen if someone touches you on the butt.
Oh!
Why don't touch it and find out? Is this a girl or a boy? Or are they?
No, it's quite an older man.
Oh, you just made it worse.
Oh no. Why did you say that?
It'll have to be next time. Goodbye.
You get on the train, you're out of there. So you meet up with Static. She converges with you, and then you can head to the Parliament building and sort of scope it out visually.
Okay. So, wait, where did we meet Static?
On the way.
Yeah, on one of the connecting trains.
Very good. I clear a seat for her to sit next to me.
I glare death daggers at her the entire time she's there.
Yeah, she's uncomfortable. She knows that she's won back your trust, Juniper, but she won't make eye contact with Tiddles or Jaz. She just pulls out her laptop and then gets back, focusing on that.
My fur is all on end. You know how, when cats are trying to make themselves look really big? I'm just, super fluffy right now. It's adorable.
Juniper's just grinning and, at one point she yawns and, I'll stretch my arm around. I'll just put my arm down here. Around you. Is that okay? Do I have your consent? Is this okay?
Yeah, she looks over at the hand and is like, yeah, it's fine. I think goes back to hacking.
And I'm I just keep really trying to catch Jaz's eye and be like, have you seen this?
Jaz is too busy, if looks could kill, then
Yeah.
Static would have been flayed alive by now. She does not look at Juniper once.
I'm purposely not looking at anyone. I'm looking out the window.
I assume at various points, people come into the carriage, feel how much tension is here, and are like, let's move on. Let's find another carriage.
Dead silence.
This seems awkward.
Juniper's eyebrows going up and down and up and down and up and down.
The carriage is predominantly empty, yes. Yeah. Someone does come in at one point busking with a guitar and it's like, ooh, this is even more awkward than what I'm doing.
Weird vibe.
Weird vibe here. I'm going to move along. Unless.
Oh, I put
a song for.
Oh, please. What's your favourite song, yesterday?
Jazz turns her death glare on the busker.
Could you do the theme from Beauty and the Beast?
I will give you all of the M&Ms in my pockets right now to not do what you're about to do.
Oh God, you've got 10,000 M&Ms in those pockets.
Nope, those aren't in my pockets.
What? Okay. The busker gets really optimistic and like,
I've got 12. I've got 12 M&Ms.
Yep.
Great. I
12 M&Ms.
I throw 12 M&Ms at him.
Oh God. Not the worst I've been treated today. And they gathered up the M&Ms and head down to another
that's so sad.
carriage up the train.
That's not sad. That dick's playing on a
If you
place
busk
can't
on the
escape.
tube, there's a special place in hell for you.
A special place in hell.
True. True.
Not sad for them at all. They absolutely deserve whatever they get.
I'm glad we're all on the same page here.
I used to busk, but I would never think to busk in an environment where you cannot leave.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not right.
It's true.
Yeah, you know what, guys? This gives me an idea. Maybe when we get Engeltine arrested, we can get that busker arrested and in the cell next to her with his guitar.
Ooh, yes.
New priority.
Anyway.
So, yes, the train on the yellow line arrives at Parliament and you're there. I'd say it's maybe about 6:30, depending on how much time you want. Yeah, well, I'd say it's about as much time as you want it to be for you to enact your plan.
So where are we going to leave this one? I say, looking at Static, glaring again.
There's a coffee shop in the Parliament building. I think I'd probably be quite inconspicuous there.
Sure.
You sure you want to be in a coffee shop right now?
The trauma. Glare.
Yeah, you think
glare.
It probably hasn't. She's in deep denial that the only thing that she's had since leaving prison was just burnt down by this woman. So you see her react to that, quickly compartmentalize it, and then act as if you didn't say anything at all and be like, yeah, so I can head over to there.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
And then we'll check out the outside of the building, see what we can see in terms of security, make our way to the office.
Yeah.
And you know that at a certain point, whether or not you hear from us, you've got to release.
Yeah, no matter what, you release it.
Yeah, I'll wait for a dramatic time, or if I get in trouble, I'll just hit the release button.
Mm-hmm. You better.
Sounds good.
Good. You're going to do great. Are we standing outside the building now? And she's going off to the coffee shop?
Yeah, it's like a busy street, so it's not like you're sticking out like a sore thumb. I assume Tiddles is still wearing her headscarf.
I'm wearing a full cloak.
That was it, a full cloak.
I'm wearing a full D&D style cloak.
But honestly, we're going in, right? We don't need to be disguised anymore.
No.
Okay, great.
They're expecting you.
So I'm gonna straight up just whip off the turtleneck that's been making me really, really sad. All of my bras are like super flashy, like sports bra style things anyway. So I'm just gonna rock that as a crop top with there's nothing I can do about the combat trousers, but you know,
Still
I take off the hat, try and fix my hair.
I'm going to keep the cloak on because it makes me feel swishy and dramatic. However, I am going to take the hood down and the thing off my ears. The head scarf.
And I was wearing a flowery blouse?
You're wearing a hat as well, I feel like, were you not? Were you like wearing a really
Big
wide brim hat?
Big sun hat.
Big sun
Yeah,
hat.
you were wearing a sun hat, yeah.
No, I'm just gonna keep it on. Maybe I'll take the hat off and just pop it on SV's head.
Cute.
Just be like, just keep your head down. You run if you need to, okay?
No, you only get to run if you've done what needs to be done.
No, yeah. So send the stuff first, but don't wait around for us.
Like she would.
Excuse me.
Tiddles,
Can we just have one moment?
Tiddles goes for a high five with Jaz.
Yeah, Jaz high fives.
This is one point of respect I'm giving Jaz at this point, because that was a burn.
SV, I need you to know that you send this stuff, but you get out of danger, okay, if you need to. Post it and then run.
She looks at you, but then she does also look over at Jaz and she's like, I'm going to do what needs to be done here.
I know. I trust you with my life and my heart. You have my heart.
Juniper, should we go now? I think.
Have 10 strings on me. Have 1,000 strings on me. Take them all.
You've had it. I think we've spoken enough.
Yeah. I think you're declaring smitten, which might not have actually happened.
Deeply.
Towards,
definitely smitten at this point. I was thinking about it on the train.
You know, but when you become smitten, you have to answer the question from your playbook.
Oh, God. How does pursuing them conflict with your devotion? Oof. Because for once, Juniper's not just Juniper, and she feels like she has to think of someone else too. That she can't just give her everything
to the cause,
willy-nilly, self-sacrifice to the cause, and pursue that wholeheartedly. But now she has something to be a bit selfish for too. And also, you know, her friends kind of hate her her choice, so she's making some excuses. But I love her. I can see the truth inside her. I'll fix her. She's definitely the kind of person. Definitely the kind of person to fall for, someone who she feels she can fix.
Oh no.
Mm.
Yeah, it's tragic.
Awful. Yeah, truly not great.
That's not ideal.
No.
But Static grabs and gives your hand a little squeeze before crossing the road and heading into that Parliament building.
I love you!
Thankfully, the traffic and bustle is so loud she doesn't hear that, because that'd be truly a wild thing to say to someone.
Pull my phone out and text her. I love you. XOXO.
Somebody stop her.
By the way,
please.
It's Junie.
No.
I'm
sorry, do you remember me from the LAN party?
I gently push Juniper's hand down, and I'm like, the more that you contact her, the more likely it is that she gets caught and linked to us. She's supposed to be playing it.
And I throw my phone on the floor and smash it.
Okay.
Not what we were saying.
Can't compromise her.
You've got 7 more in your backpack, though, right?
Oh, God, yeah. Mm.
Okay. That was the shiny.
Oh. Sacrifices have to be made.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, here we go.
Okay, so
sometimes you have to sacrifice a holophone.
Now, holophone does make it sound like a cooler thing
cool.
than it is. Yeah. It sounds like it's
it sounds like it does a little
Nokia.
Princess Leia style hologram rather than
whereas
being a holographic
it's just a shiny phone.
Classic.
But you can head into the battlement building.
Before we head in, can we do a bit of a tour of the outside of the building and just see what we can spot in terms of security?
Mm.
Yeah. You don't see a lot of you see like some people who would work for the building, but they're not like heavily armed. They're just like a traditional security guard.
It's even more suspicious.
But you don't spy any of the author's private security force outside the building or on top of the building, or at least from the ground floor looking up at the roof. You don't see anyone poised with a rifle or whatever.
Okay.
She's going to be here, right? It's a debate. She has to turn up.
Yeah.
Oh, she's in the opposite building. She's in the Parliament building.
Right, I just mean
mean
that she is going to be
in the area.
Like, I'm nervous that we would come up with this entire plan and then she would not even be here. She'd be elsewhere doing something diabolical.
No, she
but presumably the
to...
forfeits for missing a debate are...
Exactly.
Okay.
She has to be at this debate with Mara Minora.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the opposition like, by the way? Do we know anything about them?
Her views aren't particularly wild or radical. She's never spoken out about trans issues in a positive or negative way. You do wonder, in the face of all of the author's open transphobia, if she maybe stays quiet on the topic in the hope that some of the bigots will still vote for her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, she's not going to upset the status quo of the galaxy if she wins. So that's better.
Lesser of
two evils.
Mm.
Jinx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a Hillary versus Trump sort of scenario.
Yeah, pretty much. And
Okay.
Engeltine is
Trump.
Trump.
Although Hillary's done some really shitty things.
All right. Well, I guess let's head in.
You all brought our swords, right?
Yeah, obviously I'd never go anywhere without it.
Great. Okay. Cool.
What a question.
But
Just
real
joking.
quick,
That would have been really silly if we got in and we had no swords.
That's true, that would have been crazy.
Duh.
real quick before we go in, just in case anything goes horribly wrong, and thanks, guys.
Oh.
You're welcome.
For humoring me, I guess.
Humoring you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I humour everyone. It's totally fine.
Thanks.
It was never humoring you. We wanted you around.
I mean, speak for yourself, Juniper. But yes, I enjoy mocking you if that helps you any.
Weirdly, it does.
You're one of my favourite people to mock. It's very
Weirdly, that's
enjoyable.
very much the nicest thing you've ever said to or about me.
You're welcome.
And I'm oddly touched.
I consider us very good friends.
Yeah, same.
Friends.
Teammates, shipmates,
Associates.
associates, bosom pals, lifelong
The can pals, really. I mean-
pals.
Can pals.
Can pals. You're my
Right, let's
can
go.
pals.
Let's
And I
go.
hook
Okay,
you both
that's- I
tight.
Just in case, anything went wrong, I didn't, just... Anyway.
We're great friends and I'd die for both of you.
Let's go fuck this up.
June, I'd rather you didn't.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Yeah, let's not get mushy about it. Tiddles, you're alright sometimes. Let's go.
Juniper, we roll plus heart,
Okay.
because I think that counts as emotional support, and I think you still have a condition from the last session. So if you roll well, you can clear that condition, and we can.
Thank you.
You can start this fight fresh.
Thank you. I do. Not very enticing right now.
Stop rolling and talking.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna cut this out anyway. I like you all really in real life.
Ugh.
Fucking assholes.
Gross.
Oh.
That's Nate.
Great. Yeah, you can clear the condition.
Wunderbar. No longer insecure. Maybe I said I love you a bit too soon.
Maybe.
Yeah, possibly.
It's cool. I'm sure she's fine with it either way.
She better be.
It's chill. Just take it one step at a time, Relationships, they're not that
Although
hard.
also, she was a terrible choice. You know what? Let's not get into this now. Let's go.
So, as you enter the building, you see that on TVs, the debate is beginning. The moderator is on stage, and she's setting up and just sort of explaining the rules of the debate, going back and forth, but they're not on stage yet.
Okay.
There's a security man at the desk. You want to go see if your names are on the list?
Yeah.
Or
Jaz will just stride up.
yeah.
Hi. We have an appointment I guess.
Yes. Who's it with?
Destiny.
Does she know what names?
Let me just check on the D.
No, sorry. That's,
Fate.
With Angela Destiny. She's not here today.
no.
A showdown.
Okay, let me look. Alison Showdown. Yes, she is here, but she's not expecting anybody. Do you want me to give a call up to Angela? Alison, even? They're all A names.
Alison and Angela.
Engeltine asked us to be here.
Yes. Oh, that's surprising, because he points to the TV. Look, she'll be
I
there
know,
soon.
crazy, but we'll wait.
No, I've got your... let me give you some passes. And he hands you some lanyards with passes on. You could head up. It's 5th floor, office 237.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
We won't.
Is it bad that I find all your random NPC characters weirdly adorable?
They're charming.
They're just so
People
nice.
who just have to give you him
They're
and
so
the train man. People are just nice and helpful and
just
kind.
friendly
It's
Crazy.
yeah.
And then can we all go and stand in the lift and all just like unsheath our swords and be standing there looking super intimidating as
yes.
he's like,
Yeah,
going
while
on?
music plays like bow, ba-dow,
Go.
ba-dow, bow, bow, ba-dow, bow, ba-dow, ba-dow, dow, dow, ba-dow,
I'm
bow,
sharpening my
ba-dow,
claws against the
ba-dow,
side of the...
bow, ba-dow, dow. Discordant with the music in the elevator.
Well, as always.
I'm lunging side to side just to warm up, you know.
I'm standing there trying to look badass, staring directly ahead with my sword out, just glowing gently.
doing little mantras under my breath. You can do it. Come on, Junie. Fuck him up. Stab him through. Chop ahead.
Get up. Get on up.
Get on up.
Ding! The elevator arrives at the 5th floor and the doors open. And it's quite empty. You think a lot of people are over in the Parliament building itself, ready to watch the debate for the Chancellorship. It's very important. But the lights are on. The floor is empty. You know the number of the room the man just gave you. I don't, because I made it up. And great.
I think you said
Made up,
237.
immediately forgot it.
Yeah, it sounds
from The
about right.
I mean,
Shining?
let's say that. If it is, I picked 2 random numbers out of nowhere. Truly
Subconscious.
terrifying.
It is from The Shining.
It is.
No!
Yeah.
Oh, Sarah. Good reference.
I don't... No, yes, a 100% intentional reference, because I definitely knew that off the top of my head, and it's not just purely random. Unless I didn't say that, and Helen just thinks that I said that because that's the number from The Shining, and what I actually said was something else.
Well,
Anyway.
Jen thought you said it, and Jen also didn't know it was the number of the hotel
I
from The
have
Shining.
known in the past, though. I have read before
I
that was the hotel
I watched
number,
a documentary called Room 237, so like, you know.
I've
Either
watched
way,
The Shining. That's as far as I can say. Anyway.
No.
Oh well. Anyway, you can go to that room. The floor is empty. The hallway is empty.
Well, here goes nothing.
come play with us, Engeltine.
The elevator doors open and a just wave of blood crashes out.
Do I just smack through the door with my... Do I just smack through the door with my sword? Stick my head through? Do we just open it? Do we not?
Maybe we just open it with our hands, you know.
Just knock.
Just check corners, doors and corners. Those are the places you get stabbed.
Okay.
Can I kick it down? Someone want to kick it down?
why not?
Okay. I'm going to kick it on the count of 3.
Just,
I'm going to
just
kick
remember
it down.
remember to brace, because sometimes if you place your foot badly and all you do is, you know, you like it jars your leg and then you fall over and it looks really embarrassing.
So
Not that I'm speaking
I did
from
my
experience.
lunges. I did my lunges. I'm good. I'm going to kick it down on 3. Then we all jump through the door, pose, and shout something.
Or we just walk in.
We shout our catchphrase
What's
like
our
we do when we
catchphrase?
jump into battle. You know it. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, kick.
Roll defy disaster for me,
shit.
Juniper.
What's that adding?
I'm going to say that you're using might, endurance, or courage to knock down this door. So add plus daring.
Oh, thank God. That makes it an 8.
Okay. Yeah. I'll give you a hard choice.
Okay.
You won't hurt your foot.
Okay.
Like, you won't do serious damage to your foot kicking the door, but the door will open and then immediately like bang against the wall and close again.
Okay.
It's not the cool entrance you were hoping for. It's going to be like, boom.
Okay. Or it just doesn't open and I hurt my foot.
Yeah. Oh no, if you could take serious foot damage and the door will
damage,
open.
But we look cool. God, it's a price to pay.
I might impose a disadvantage to you for future roles that involve fighting or...
I would suggest you take the first one personally, but I guess
Yeah,
that's
but
up
we
to
know
you.
that Jen likes to make the chaotic choices.
It's
Look,
true.
Let it never be
If it
said that she
means we
shies
look
away from it.
very cool as we jump in, I'll take that foot damage.
Wow.
Okay, you'll be rolling -1 for fight or defy
I
disaster.
just won't do any fighting.
No, you know what? I won't. A -1. I'm going to give you a staggering move as your foot damage. So you hesitate or stumble, and the opposition gain an opportunity.
Uh-oh.
Oh, but we look cool though.
You look so cool, and when you do your pose, your
I'm not
foot
posing.
just goes out from your foot just goes out from under you because it's really painful, and you just fall sort of flat on your face.
That's
at
not
the feet
cool,
of
though.
Hartshorn.
It was cool
It was
up
really
until
cool.
that point.
You looked so cool, and the other two look cool as well.
Okay, they look cool.
And so the Hartshorn was really blown away by it, but then you just sort of collapse at her feet.
Can I land in a push-up?
You can try and play it off as that.
Okay.
She knows.
Can I defy disaster to land and doing a push-up?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's say that you're rolling plus grace because this is about swiftness.
Yeah, quick reflexes.
Yeah.
Do we still shout our catchphrases?
That's a 6.
Yeah, no, that need.
Yes, also shout the catchphrase.
Yeah, shout the catchphrase.
Nope, Jaz is just standing there in
Meow!
silence, not posing.
I shout meow.
Fucking come get it!
That's our cat.
You say as
We
your
agreed.
push-up goes badly and you sprain your wrist and you just sort of collapse,
Fucking come
grasping onto your wrist like, ow, 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 ow.
Owie! Owie, owie.
I'll just reach down for June's collar and try and haul her up to her something approximating her feet.
The most deeply uncool thing you've ever seen. But you're in a parliamentary office sort of waiting area. There's seats, filing cabinets, a desk, and then you see a door that leads through to another room. But at the minute, it's just Hartshorn in this waiting area with you. But she looks down at Juniper, but then immediately goes to make eye contact with Tiddles. She's like, hi!
What are you doing here?
What do you think I'm doing here?
She's the trap.
Here for the trap?
First trap, am I right?
Oh, and she puts her hand up for a high
I
five.
high-five her, but it's my sprained wrist. Oh,
Oh, okay. We'll try again later, yeah? Right. No, I'm here for the exchange of information.
Okay, so, where's Christa?
Wouldn't just have it she's in the next room.
Okay, well, we're not giving you anything until we see that she's still alive.
Yeah.
Proof of life. I've watched cop shows.
and we don't mean like a finger or something like that. Just bring her out.
When she says she's watched cop shows, she just means she's hit on cops.
Close enough.
They're always shouting proof of life at you.
Yeah, always.
Proof of life!
For some reason they think I've always kidnapped someone. I don't know. Give off that vibe.
Harshon rolls her eyes like, ugh, God, fine, whatever. Just come on through then.
Okay. Should we do we take our shoes off? Is that what you do in office?
No.
No. Okay.
You ever been in an office before?
I'd sort of like just awkwardly holding a sword and walking forwards.
I go to the side and notice there's a selection of pret-a-manger sandwiches and just take.
Oh, the platter, the pret-a-manger platter.
Oh, there's always a platter.
Yeah. And you also notice it's got like a little special note. And it's like, all the best in the debate tonight. Michael Pret-a-Manger.
Pret-a-manger.
Wow, amazing that Pret-a-Manger has stayed with the Pret-a-Manger family this entire time.
It's lovely that it's a family business.
I'm shocked that Pret-a-Manger, the family, has managed to, just continue making sandwiches.
Support small
for
business.
many, many years.
There's only one Pret-a-Manger shop. It's a small independent shop in the centre of Mytilene. Run by Mr. Pret-a-Manger and his family.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Michael Pret-a-Manger supports Engletine, so it's not less cool now.
That sucks.
Although you don't know that he didn't also send the platter to the opposition.
That's true.
Like, just playing both sides.
You know what's kind of better? I've just looked up the name of the founder of Pret-a-Manger, and they're called Jeffrey Hyman. And I just say it's always worth looking these things up. I just say that now.
Yeah, like, contextually,
beautiful.
Michael Pret-a-Manger is married to Jeffrey Hyman.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
In this universe. Yeah.
Perfect.
Still is.
In this world, on this night,
on this time,
those two are gay married.
But he supports Engletine?
Yeah, I know.
Hey, look,
it's like the LGBT
even within the
alliance.
community, there can be
yeah,
problems.
there are issues within the community, I would say. So,
hashtag check your privilege.
Today's serious message.
Hey, kids. Hashtag check your privilege.
Hey, let's just take a second in the middle of this podcast to sit everyone down and say, hashtag check your privilege.
This is where we're going to use the stingers.
Yep. Intersectionality. Okay? Intersectionality. Word of the day. Intersectionality.
Intersectionality. Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is taking on the matter of meat. I love you.
I love
Intersectionality. I
Meat.
love you.
I love you.
You get the impression that Michael Pret-a-Manger and Jeffrey Hyman did send a platter to Minora.
Is there a little PS? Sorry, I also sent a platter to Minora.
You flip it
Don't take
over,
it personally.
and it says "Dear Minora," and then they've scribbled it out. Oh shit, we wrote the wrong one.
You read between the lines because it's not directed to Engletine. It's like, hey, you.
Dear insert candidate here.
It's like sponsors of the
debate.
broadcast or something of the debate.
They sponsored the debate.
Yeah.
Rather than Engletine herself. I take a tuna sandwich.
Nice.
Cool. So you follow Hartshorn into their next office? Question
But I'd like to go last and just sort of pause for a second just to see if I can hear other people coming in to surround us from both entrances or whatever.
Okay.
I pinch Hartshorn's butt just to throw her off a little.
Entice?
I'm trying to see if that's a move. I think
that's a move.
When you appeal to someone's physical sensibilities.
Roll plus heart.
Okay.
You'll probably get another. Yeah.
Why not? Why DF?
According to Juniper, it's some kind of magic button that will do wonderful things.
Your
9.
little butt button. There's a reason
9,
the word butt
okay.
is in button.
Hartshorn gets flustered and awkward. You have thrown her off her game quite quickly.
This is going to get really awkward for Tiddles when Christa and Hartshorn.
No, because I have no interest in Hartshorn, really. I'm just using her, so, not really awkward for me. I wouldn't notice
Awkward for everyone else.
Yes, basically, yeah.
Luckily for you, Christa didn't see that, because as you enter this office, you do see Christa tied to a chair with a gag in her mouth, flanked by 2 of the private security force members.
Oh my gosh, it's like a dream I had the other day.
Let's not touch that.
Was that Juniper or was that Jen?
You'll never know.
Do I get a string on Hartshorn, by the way?
No. You already have some, but she chose to get... Well, I chose for her to get flustered and awkward.
Oh, okay.
So you enter the office and you see Christa O'Neill, and you get a flash of recognition in her eyes, She looks like she's relieved to see you. Okay, so proof of life. Info, please.
How's this going down? We swap and what? We walk out of here? Yeah?
Yeah. What else would happen?
Mm-hmm. Go on then.
She got her hand out for the flash drive.
Okay. And here it is. And I give her one of the ones with the slash pick on.
Thank you.
We'll take...
Go ahead, release. Yeah, go ahead,
great.
release. And the 2 guards go to release Christa. And Hartshorn puts her finger to her ear. And she's like, hey, yeah, got the info. What? Can you repeat that?
As she's
And
doing this,
you see her
Jaz
face
is like
sort of
locking
drop.
the door anyway. Like, might as well keep it contained.
Are you sure? Well, no, I don't think that's what Bridget Starfield would have done. Well, like, no, I know she did do it in book 6, but that was like to save Alfonso's light. And then there's an aggressive yell, so loud that you can hear it through her earpiece, and Hartshorn flinches. No, I'm sorry, I'm not questioning you. I'll get it done. And then she hesitantly draws her sword.
Jaz has already locked the door
Looks.
and is standing in front of it, like, with her sword out. Like, I mean, did you not see this coming? Because we did. A mile off.
Really?
You work
I mean,
for a woman who is prepared to destroy an entire way of life. People who are just people because of who they love or who they are. You really think she was going to blink at taking out 3 of those people who were getting in her way?
I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it. She wrote the Alfonso Hammer books. Like,
I know.
how she can't be.
She can, though. That's the thing about it, isn't it? Is that there's a person behind all of that who can write whatever they want and still, no matter how much it means to people, be a terrible, terrible person. Some point, you've got to divorce the 2. She's not Alfonso Hammer. She's not trying to save the world.
She's trying to hurt people.
People like us.
And like Christa.
People like you.
Tiddles. Now would maybe be a time to try and influence with a string.
Okay, I'm going to influence with a string.
Good work.
Thank you for the heads up. I think I have 2 strings on her, so I will still have a remaining string if needs be. How do I just use it?
Yeah, so you can offer for like them to do something and then to see if they will do it.
Okay.
I feel like you've all just made a very valid argument to this woman who maybe hasn't had to confront the realities of her employer before.
And hey, that's okay. Sometimes we don't realise our eyes are shut until someone
Sometimes
opens
we
them
close.
for us.
I'll say to her, just because your employer is a bad person doesn't mean you have to be.
Nice.
And she turns to the 2 guards and like, let her go. Let her go. They gave us the information, let her go. But they don't seem to be moving.
Can I see if one of them is Fitz?
One of them is Fitz.
Okay.
Tiddles is going to single-handedly.
I'm going to walk towards Fitz. Because I think the string I got was because I made them frightened or something like that.
Yes, it was.
So I'm going to walk towards Fitz and say,
Hey, back up.
do you want me to get wild
And he
again?
draws a sword.
Would you like me to get wild again? Is that what you want? Your boss just gave you an order.
Fine. And he puts his sword up. But he went to pull it out of the sheath. You threatened him. Immediately back in. And then he just sort of cowers away, which just leaves one person that's refused. Like, hey, this is insubordination.
Heck yeah, it is.
Yeah, can I walk up, like, straight up to them and be like, yes, it is. And then just grab their shirt and headbutt them, like, right on the bridge of the nose.
Roll plus daring for me, please.
That is 13.
Yeah.
I rolled a 5 and a
Nice.
6.
That is nice.
Ooh.
That's a tasty roll.
Ooh, a tasty roll.
Delicious.
A tasty roll.
So the acts you could do from the playbook, but I'll say that with a 13, you do a headbutt so perfect that you don't feel anything. Like, you barely register that you've done anything, but you see this person, you get them right in the bridge of the nose, and just blood spurts straight out, and they recoil back and hit the far wall and just slump down, grabbing onto their nose like, and yeah, you can inflict conditions like frightened or
Yeah, sure.
I'll
Crouch down in front of them and be like, just remember, first Pride was a riot, and inflict frightened on them.
Nice.
Yep. And I'd say you've created an opportunity for allies, and you can take an object from them if you like.
Yeah, what have they got on them?
Sword?
Presumably just their sword.
Yeah, you can disarm this guy. He's fucking down. He's frightened.
Do a really unnecessary flourish with a sword in each hand.
Yeah.
The two flanking guards are frightened. Oh, yeah. And Hartshorn is guilty and in the corner, but not a threat.
I'm going to start cutting at the ropes on Christa.
Yeah.
At the same time as, like, rubbing my head against her and purring.
You're making very slow progress.
The minute you cut through with your sword, her hand goes straight to the Scritcher's position. And she's like, oh my god, Tiddles. I'm so... Oh, thank you.
Oh dear. Should we just give him 5... Let's just go right in the...
June, you're gonna have to finish untying Christa, because Tiddles isn't gonna get anything done as long as...
I am not getting anywhere close to that.
No, well,
it's
Bagsy,
already
not it.
too wet for me.
Bagsy, not it. That means it's you.
No. I saw a very interesting copy of Mytilene today in the waiting room. I have to read my
Tiddles, this is very heartwarming, but we've got stuff to do.
I shake my head and go, yeah, sorry, and I finish untying her.
Christa, you've got a job to finish. I'm gonna get you your money's worth.
Hell yeah. Hartshorn puts her finger to her ear. She's listening to something. She pulls out the earpiece and she's like, You better go. There's more people coming. Go.
Jaz just gives her a kind of nod of respect.
I give her a cursory lick to show that she's done a good job.
You sprint back to the elevators, and as you get in, you hear the ding of the elevator next to you, and you see guards sort of pouring out, and one just turns and clocks that you're in the elevator as your doors close.
Oh, I flip them off.
You start
sure.
heading-
I was about to say the same thing.
I do the little wanker sign like, hey.
Just a very startled look from them, not expecting to see either you in the elevator or to be called a wanker today, I wouldn't imagine. But he's like, what?
Me?
Juniper's got it's a look you've seen before when you've like come to like pull her away from a slightly over, a demonstration that's gone a bit too far, and she's got that kind of like wild, like, I am in the moment. Now is the time.
This is not a moment, it's the movement.
Yeah. It's the movement. It's the moment, it's the movement.
It's a movement.
We are all the movement. She's turning to him, she's like, we are all the movement. This is us. We can change. We are the wave. We are the wave moving forwards. We are the edge of the wave moving endlessly forwards.
Okay, Hamilton, yes, we are.
Christa's a bit shaken from the whole experience and is finding your energy incredibly intense.
Christa, yes. Christa, you started it. You are the source of the wave. You are the well. You are the fountain of this world. We are your waves. We are the little crabs within the waves. I'm a tiny little fish. I'm a tiny little fish cresting on a wave, and now I'm a dolphin. And now I'm a shark, and I'm going to eat the world. I'm going to bite the world. I'm going to bite the world.
Right before we get towards right before the liftings, I'm just going to take Juniper's face in my hands and be like, June, Poetry later. Now's the fight.
You're right. And she's pulling out a little notebook and just jotting it down. She's got a little notebook full of just nonsense, just ideas of like, all of it's all rubbish. It's just all rubbish. She's just writing it down. Christa.
So adorably, Juniper.
Shock. Hammerhead shock. And the hammer that will break the world.
I'm going to write you some slam poetry to recite as an end piece to this this podcast.
It's absolute beautiful nonsense.
She's very passionate about it.
Elevators, and you can head out.
I think we should maybe...
The security guard waves you as you pass by.
Maybe head out.
Have a good evening.
Run, see if we can get into the Parliament building and be behind stage for when SV...
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Hits go.
Yeah, you see as you're pelting it through the lobby that the debate is in full swing now. Angeltine and Minora are on stage.
Is there like a speaker's entrance that are on their side of the hall that they came in from? I want to have that exit blocked off.
Yeah, absolutely. You can figure that out. I maybe Static looked up the floor plan for you before.
That makes sense.
No, you don't like that? Don't like anything that has to do with Static?
No.
Ooh, floor plan.
I keep trying to show you the floor plan. You're like, if only we knew the exit. I'm like, oh, actually, I've got it. SV got it. And you're like, no.
I do not see
only
it.
we knew.
No, I think we'll go this way.
Yeah, you do clock it, and then you pretend you didn't so that you can just, like, pretend that you just know where it is. You know what? I think it's over there.
Jazz just there going... Well, if it's anything like any of the other political buildings I've been in, then the main hall will be, backed on by a small staging area where they prepare. So yeah, I'm just figuring it out. Pretty sure we turn right.
So yeah, I would say there are some guards here. As you go to get in, there are 2 more security goons, and they clock you. I'll give you the chance to defy disaster by not letting them radio.
Do we all...
So who would like to roll?
Can I want to do a thing.
Go for it.
I know it's bad.
Please
it's probably not going to work, but I just feel like to
do it anyway.
I'm going to pull up my shirt and sing I Am a Protest Cat as a form of distraction.
Now, would you say
I'd say that was
Tiddles,
a feral action. Yeah, I would say that.
I'd say that's a feral action. Where does that put your feral at?
That puts my feral on 4, oddly. Strangely enough.
Does it?
That puts my feral on 4. I don't know how that could have happened.
Funny
really.
that.
So these 2 guards who are just talking to each other, small talk, thinking it's a quiet night, turn to see a cat woman. And that's already confusing enough a thing to happen. But this dancing topless cat starts to gestate and become much bigger in their sight until in front of them stands a much more menacing manticore.
I'm a protest manticore, protest manticore.
I would like to, whilst Tiddles is doing that, kind of... Jazz does not stop running.
No.
And
we've seen this before.
I want to just do a cool slide kind of under their reach to get past them and through the door.
Can I do like a parkour off the wall? I want to like run and jump off the wall and jump past them.
This is the session where we all want to look badass.
Apart from me.
Apart from the protest cat.
What is the point in these fantasy games unless I get to be badass?
Okay, I won't make you roll Defy Disaster this time.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
We roll what you tell us to roll.
Let's see. You know what? I don't think you have a parkour background, so I think you do need to roll Defy Disaster.
Am I also rolling Defy Disaster?
It feels much more in keeping for you just to slide under people than for Juniper to do parkour.
Fair enough. So I'm not rolling.
No.
Fair.
And it does feel like I'm really penalising Juniper, but...
With swiftness?
Oh, I'd say this is swiftness and elegance, so roll plus grace.
That's a 3.
A 3?
It's just a little 3. It's a 3.
You go to box spring off of a side wall and fall flat on your face.
Your sprained ankle and your sprained wrist.
Oh, yeah.
You're already
Your
injured.
sprained wrist, sprained ankle. And now you've got a bloody nose.
Oh.
You're going into this fight looking like you got really fucked up, but the only person that fucked you up was yourself.
Sounds about right for Juniper.
Yeah, that feels very in character.
That's deeply in character.
I don't stop running, just like pulling an antiseptic spray out of my bag. Just.
I'm going to inflict the insecure condition upon you. Tiddles, you need to roll plus daring for your transform move.
And meanwhile, by the way, I'm saying to June, it's go time. Tell us V, now.
Okay, one hand with the antiseptic spray, the other one pulling out a phone like desperately. Trying to type. It's like go timmer. Like she's misspelled everything, but she gets it.
I rolled a 10, by the way.
On a 10, you can choose 2 from your list of transform options.
I think I'm going to go for pain is nothing to you, and you are magnificent, and little escapes your notice.
Great. So you bat these 2 guards away with ease.
Flump.
Yep, creating the perfect opportunity for Juniper, who did just fall flat on her face, to meekly walk through the door normally, like a normal person.
It's not very Juniper, but she'll do it.
I'll follow on all fours, since it's easier as a manticore to walk on all fours, really. I'm quite top heavy.
It's quite the sight to watch you squeeze through these doors. You really have to, like, but because you're a cat,
yeah, you fit through small spaces.
Very graceful. Yeah, it looks like you shouldn't fit through these doors, but you just like a liquid flow through it, and you are backstage in a green room, and you can see the debate is happening, but suddenly the screen behind Engeltine flashes to spreadsheets and emails.
Do we get some pie charts?
It's almost like it's like a PowerPoint presentation where these screens just keep dissolving from one to another. And then she hasn't noticed. She's still going on about what she'll do if she's elected, tax reform, etc. The sort of stuff people want to hear, but you know that she would probably never actually do. Empty promises from a politician. So she hasn't noticed screens changed, but she is taken aback when phones just throughout the entire audience start buzzing in unison. It just becomes a cacophony of phone buzzes and text tones, and people so sure they'd silenced their phone before the debate. But she starts to lose her train of thought and looks around like she looks incredibly insulted. She looks like, how dare anyone interrupt me right now on my stage? But then she clocks what's behind her and just sort of turns and looks in, I wouldn't say horror, there's just like a dawning realization on her face. And then she quickly turns, hand to ear, mutters, waits for a response, doesn't get a response.
Yes.
Looks back at the audience that are now like looking at their phones and looking up at her, and the murmur is getting louder and louder as these people are talking to each other. Like, what? Can you believe? Is this true? And the opposition, Minoru, looks perplexed. They don't have a clue. They went from an absolutely losing position in this debate to suddenly having an upper hand, and they just look stunned and confused. But Engeltine paces forward to one side, then paces back, and then goes to storm off the stage right towards the green room where you guys are.
Jaz has been busy just arranging everyone behind that door so that when she opens it, we're just going to be standing there. She's like, June, don't move because you'll fall over. Cross your arms, look menacing. Tiddles, keep doing what you're doing.
I suggest to Christa that she sit on my back so she's more visible.
Yeah, perfect.
Heck yes.
Yep. She clambers up gleefully.
And then Jaz there just like leaning against the side, like...
Yeah.
Looking casual but threatening. Perfect. Any minute now, guys.
It takes longer than we anticipate.
Yeah, we're just standing there.
Yes, you see, you set this up before all this sort of really started kicking off, so now you're just watching the monitors and seeing it happen. But then after about 30-40 seconds, you see her storm off and she slams the door open and is confronted with this incredible array of people in a menacing composition.
Told you you'd get yours.
You think you're so clever,
Yeah,
don't
that's
you?
a little bit, right, guys? I think we've.
Oh, yeah, I think we're pretty clever.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm clever, I just think I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
Look, that's also good.
I am such an ally to the LGB community. Do you know how much change I could have made to the
You've already made
galaxy?
some change. You seem to have knocked off a couple of letters there. Important ones.
Yeah, you fuck with one of the letters. The rest of the letters will fuck with you.
And she tries to turn around to go back out the door that she just came in, realizing she's outmanned, but she is stopped by the detective.
Nice.
Told you you wouldn't forget tonight.
I was wondering if you'd stood me up.
Unlikely. Just had to wrap something up first.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad we can put this to bed, and I'm glad to see that Christa looks safe. Hey, Christa, who did this? Who kidnapped you? And Christa from atop Tiddles just points at Engeltine.
Is Engeltine still mic'd up as well? Is this all getting caught on the mic?
Yes. So this auditorium of people, and again, Minora's just like beaming. Minora was so sure she was going to lose, and now this out of nowhere, she's just stood on the stage, like hands gripping onto the podium, like. And like, so the detective goes, "Yeah, that's all I needed to see," and she whips out a pair of handcuffs and heads towards Engeltine.
I nudge Jazz and I'm like, oh, she's got a spare pair. Am I right?
Yeah, I think the joke was obvious and you didn't necessarily need to say it out loud.
I hope that's not her only pair.
Yep.
So that you can also wear a pair.
Yep.
For fun.
You've really made this joke. Yep.
You should be less uptight about talking about sex. It's very normal.
It's just with you.
I don't see what the problem is.
I'm going to turn to the detective and say, so what's the name of the detective we need to thank for all of this?
Name's Detective Ford.
Detective Ford.
Detective Ford.
Yeah.
What do your friends call you?
My full name in front of a known criminal? Fine, I guess. Weird timing. But yeah, I'm Detective Janet Ford.
It's a pretty common name, Janet, isn't it?
I guess this conversation's taken. She is fully handcuffing Engeltine, and like I need to read this woman her rights.
Thank you, Janet Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Janet. Having like a little flashback moment.
I'm hugging you from behind. I've just like come in for a quietly, like, a gentle hug over the shoulders.
The dog balls, Janet. Why did you take the dog balls?
As you say that, there's a weird look of recognition in her eyes. Like, what?
Wait, what?
How did you know about the dog balls?
God, Janet. He's a broken man, Janet.
You can tell the tension of this will not end with a kiss. But Janet leads Engeltine away. And she's mustering all kinds of things. It's still mic'd up. She's spouting slurs left, right, and centre. It's incredibly unpleasant.
I'm singing very loudly over the top of her. Protest chants.
Yeah. That's the sort of retorts these people have left when all is said and done. So it's very in keeping for her to finally at least stop pretending about who she is and just be honest. Mm-hmm. But she's led away. And the moderator of the debate is like, well, I guess that concludes the debate. Don't forget to go out and vote tomorrow. She just looks over to Minora and then over to the empty podium, like, thank you for watching. And the journalists immediately file out very quickly. You can tell they've got places to be and things to post. The auditorium could not be vacated quicker by people with a fire up their ass. And you are left in this green room, victorious.
Nice.
Huzzah!
So,
We did it again, team.
Again?
We have fought many great adventures together.
Most of them have been quite insignificant. And of our own making.
Well, they meant a lot to me. Friends.
Friends.
Best friends.
Friends.
Besties. BFFs.
yeah, okay. Best friends. And then I turn back into Tiddles' normal form.
The power of friendship.
You go along with an uncomfortable interaction to fit in. We will cut now to a few days later. You are at a bar celebrating this incredible. The results came in.
Yeah? Was it close?
They weren't quite as landslidey as you would have hoped.
Yikes.
I know. Some people still went out and voted for her, but Minara was thankfully the victor of that election and is now the Chancellor of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So you've gone out to this bar to celebrate. There can be anyone you want to interact with at this bar at this celebration.
Well, Christa's going to be there, obviously.
If there's a certain person you want to hunt down, have a moment with, they're at this bar celebrating.
Yes, Janet's here. Janet.
If that's what Jaz and Becs wants,
There needs to be a conversation about something.
Okay, so we'll start with Becs then. You are stood at the bar. You're trying to hail down a bartender to get a drink, and then a woman in a flowing brown trench coat sidles up next to you and leans on the bar.
You wear that thing everywhere?
It is pretty multi-purpose and comfortable.
And it looks good. Don't blame you.
You did something incredible, honestly.
We kind of did, yes.
Yeah, like, you stopped an incredible bigot, probably becoming a dictator, really.
Someone's got to do it. And, no offense, but it wasn't going to happen through official channels. Not without a little help.
No, I guess not. I guess sometimes you gotta bend the law. But I know I can't have a relationship with a criminal. It just wouldn't look good.
Yeah. And here's the thing. The last few days have been kind of weird for me. It's like something changed. I don't know what, but my entire life I've been running away from things and people and commitments, and it's always felt easier than staying. But I've been thinking, and I want to stay with June and Tiddles. I feel like I belong there, and I feel like I'm good enough to be there. And for some reason it feels like a really long time since I felt that way. And so, I don't want to stay either, but I don't want to run away. So how about we have a drink, and I'll drop by whenever I pass through, as a friend, and we just keep in touch.
I like that. I do. And I don't think it would be a relationship with a criminal, because I checked, and I couldn't see any records about hopping onto water taxis or theft. They just weren't on the computer.
Well then, I guess I can stop by with a clear conscience. Cheers to that.
And she raises glass of whiskey.
Think.
And you toast. Juniper, who would you be looking for at this bar?
I think it's obvious. The old man from the train station.
Yeah. And it just so happens that I'm holding his wake here.
Oh God! I'm standing there right next to. I'm there. I'm sobbing at the front, just sobbing, like talking about him as though I've known him for years.
How did you know my father?
We had a connection. You know, sometimes you just meet people in life and you know that your soulmates. He was a good person.
Soulmate?
In a platonic sense, of course.
Okay.
But also that
good, 'cause
sweet, sinewy body. The things I would have done.
You clock Static Vector at the door, looking at you like, why are you at this old guy's way?
I'm so sorry for our loss. I'll see you later. And I kiss his little... Do you have a coffin at a wake? No, it's
No.
gone, right?
Yeah. No, but a
I kiss his
Irish.
little wife. I kiss his little
By
wife.
the time you're in the pub, if you're having a wake at their home, then yes.
I don't
but
know.
if
What do
you
they do on
have a-
Mytilene?
If you have a wake at the pub, sometimes, I know, like, certainly Irish Catholic wakes, you have the full, like, you have them.
Sarah, was he an
Either-
Irish Catholic?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. For the purposes of this, so that Juniper can kiss his little
I
head,
kiss his
and then
little head.
probably still kiss his little wife's
I
head.
kiss his little head. I kiss his little wife. I kiss his little face.
Static,
and I say,
Static
dream-
so bemused at the
Dream
door.
beautifully, sweet prince.
Awkwardly
And,
realise you don't know his name.
Who needs names when you feel a bond such as ours? Sleep tight, sweet boy.
The little wife looks up at you and is like, please stop. You're making the guests uncomfortable.
Oh, apologise. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. I know. Just happy funeral. Amen.
Yeah, you go over to the door, and Static's like, what the fuck was that?
I was just saying goodbye to an old friend.
Oh, right. I'm so sorry. I didn't realise.
It's okay. It's okay. Not everything needs to be said.
Cool.
He's sleeping
Yeah.
with the angels now.
Okay.
The brightest angel of them all.
Should we? Mm-hmm.
The most beautiful. My cherub. Don't know. Dave just walked in. I don't know, Dave. Like, 6-ish? 6-ish. Sorry. Just the door opens.
Oh, wild whiplash. Let's get
Sorry.
Let's get clean edit point.
My sweet cherub in heaven.
By clean edit point, I meant maybe we'll move on from this bit and move into the proper scene. The joke scene has gone on far too long. The throwaway joke I said as a joke has gone on for like 5 minutes now.
Jen's commitment to the bit is about the same as Juniper's commitment to any crossover.
Also,
100%.
Jen's role-playing is so chaotic, you ought to know that if you do a bit, that she will follow it till it's not logical end.
I will follow it through until it is no longer
Long past
funny.
its logical end.
Oh, fuck me. You and Static leave the wake and go back into the bar.
How you doing, SV?
I'm
so sorry about your coffee
okay,
shop.
I guess. Yeah, thanks.
That really sucks.
I mean, on the plus side, I only rented the place, so fuck that landlord. Fuck that landlord who was gonna rent it to a chain coffee shop.
Oh, yeah.
He's got
I
to deal with a
forgot
burnt
about
down
that.
building.
well, you know.
But on the other hand, it was all I had. So
Hey, it's not all you've got. You've got a friend. I'm your friend. What I meant by that was that I'm your friend. Juniper.
she gets out her phone and texts. You get a little ping on your phone.
Oh, sorry. I make a point of not looking at my texts whilst I'm with company. I'll answer that later, don't you worry. I'm not, that's not me judging you for sending a text message whilst we're talking. I understand everyone's got their own priorities. So. But I'm just letting you know right now, this moment's special to me, okay? So I'll look at that later.
You're pure.
Sarah's like, what a touching moment to wrap this up on, and Jen's like, no.
No, I refuse! No touching moments!
I
I mean, It's maybe I should look at that. I think maybe I've had a bit of a death stare and I realised 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, Static just stares at you while holding the phone and waits an interminable amount of time till you figure out she will not say anything, and she just stares at you like, because she knows she's not going to say it out loud.
Okay, I get it. Just, I've got a text. Allow me to look at it. I look at it.
And it says, I know who you are, Juniper. I've always known who you are. We're more than friends. And then when you look back up from the text, she goes in for a kiss.
Oh.
Yeah, she can have a kiss.
Wow, I like that you thought about that for a second. Like,
You allow her for a kiss.
do I actually want this, or...
But Juniper does, but she doesn't, she sort of pulls back a little bit after a couple of seconds. She's like, we do need to talk a little bit though, SV. This is great. And I like you more than a friend too. But my best friends mean a lot to me. And it matters to me that they like you too. Not in a weird way, but you kind of, it was a bit mean what you did at first. So we need to talk about that with them. And I think maybe we could chat over pancakes or something.
Yeah, I'd like that.
We can talk it out. Everyone's more forgiving over pancakes.
A time-honoured adage, if ever I heard one.
If anything, I'm more vicious over pancakes because it's a breakfast
A lot to
food.
fight for.
It's a race as well, because if those pancakes get cold and they're covered in syrup, that's unpleasant. So you've got to get them eaten before. And if someone's talking at you, I think the pancakes was a bad decision.
And then sometimes if you put too much maple syrup on it and it soaks in and it's just like a maple syrup sponge at that point, and you're just like, whoa.
My friends are telling me pancakes are a bad idea, apparently. So
we're just unrelatedly having this conversation 3 feet behind you.
Yeah, Jaz and Tiddles have leaned in from a adjoining table.
Not pancakes.
We're like, pancakes not going to work for us.
I just want to make sure that what we have starts on a healthy footing and that we both respect each other's boundaries. It's a word I've learnt. Countries have them. Parks have them. Juniper has them.
Nothing you've said has ever been hotter.
Ooh. I've got some spare pies still. Do you want to go put...
We cut to Tiddles. We cut to Tiddles before you can elaborate further on what you want to do with those pies.
The obvious.
You absolute creature of chaos.
Oh dear.
It's my dream one day to have my most chaotic friends play D&D together, and Jen, you're on that list.
Thank you. This was not supposed to be such a chaotic character, but I just can't help it. You've seen. I really can't.
Tiddles is sat next to Christa, tucking into a fish pie.
I think you're talking into a fish pie.
Hello, my lovely fish pie.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, that's so cute.
Fish pie, I love you.
I love you more than anything in the world.
I will devote my life to every mouthful of this fish pie. No. She's eating a fish pie.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying sweet nothings into its ear.
And yeah, between like scarfing mouthfuls of the pie, you look over at Christa and you notice that she looks kind of down.
Why are you sad, Christa? We resolved everything, didn't we?
No, yeah. No, I know. I'm sorry. I know. I should be. I am happy. What you guys did was incredible, and we've helped so many people. But sometimes, when it comes to the government, I wish my options weren't just either outright hatred or indifference. And you see a tear running down her cheek.
At risk of going feral again, she licks the tear up.
Yikes. Well, it's been a few days,
I'll
presumably.
I'll say you've cleared. You've had to really do a lot of awkward interactions to fit in over the last few days. So your feral's down to 0. So this will knock it back up to 1. But also, like, the feral only goes up if it's an awkward interaction, and you get a feeling Christa didn't find it awkward. She appreciated,
which says more about her than me, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I think that sometimes with these things, time moves slowly. People take a long time to understand me, but then once they've understand me, then they love me. Also, I was wondering whether you want to join us on the spaceship, because I promise there are no bigoted politicians on there.
Wow. Have you cleared that with the other members of the Ladies Who Lunch?
Absolutely not, but I think they'll like it.
Wow.
Of the people I've brought back with me, you are the least irritating, I think. So probably.
Oh yeah, we haven't explained. There's like another dozen people knocking around on that.
They're all just having naps.
Yeah.
No, I mean they've all been dropped off on various planets because they irritated you too much, basically.
Mm.
We didn't ask which planet. We just kicked them off.
Just drop them off somewhere.
Well, wow. I appreciate the offer. I think I'll probably stay around here in the library for a bit.
Okay.
But I want to spend whatever time you have left on the satellite with you, if that's okay.
That would be nice. And we'll come back at some point. Maybe you'll be more interested in space travel then.
Maybe. And she smiles. She's not going to initiate this kiss.
Okay,
Get on it, Tiddles. Jeez.
Kiss the cat.
You can see across the bar Juniper and Jaz like
Do it.
Tiddles says, "I hope you don't mind rough tongues."
Oh. Jaz immediately starts shaking her head instead of nodding it, and is like, no.
Juniper's just asked SB the same question.
Amazing.
And Christa goes, No, I don't think I do.
Okay, so Tiddles takes that as consent and starts kissing her.
Yeah.
That's how Tiddles do. She insists upon consent.
Cool. Tiddles is cool.
She is cool.
And so you spend a few more days on Mytilene, basking in the glory of a really successful job. Do you take Christa's money?
Yes.
I mean,
taking my share.
No,
We
absolutely.
already have the 10 grand, but
Yep, I'm taking my share.
3 is not going to be.
We've got 5,000 in basic ship
undesirable.
repairs, and if we're going to stay around here a little bit longer, we might as well have Marla actually repair things so they don't fall off every time we land, and we have to spend 5,000 M&Ms every time we come through here.
Okay.
True. Yeah. Okay. We'll take the money.
So, yeah, I'll say that a few days ago you did propose that to Marla. So now you approach the hangar on the edge of Mytilene. What you see is a borderline unrecognizable ship. It's still unmistakably woman-shaped. It's still got great cans, undeniable, great cans, but it doesn't look like it's going to fall apart in a stiff breeze. It doesn't look like it's taped together. The metal sheeting of the ship looks clean and polished. It's remarkable. You haven't seen the Ladies Who Launch look like this in years, Juniper. And it was paid for by your friend Jaz.
Oh. I don't know what to say.
It's my home too.
Family. You're my family.
Yeah.
And you too, Tiddles. Also.
It was just, it was worth it.
I don't know how you got the money, but I hope it was worth it.
It feels that way.
Cool. Do you need to talk about that?
No, because I can't necessarily remember the specifics. But whatever it was,
You know what?
I feel a little bit sad about it.
Boundaries.
So, I feel
You've got boundaries.
Juniper, I'm trying.
You don't have to
I'm trying to
talk
have a
about it if
conversation
you don't
with you.
want to.
No. I feel a little sad about it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what it is, but I feel like I belong. And it feels like it might have been a good thing as much as it was a hard thing. So yeah, home, family, some really great cans.
What else could you ask for?
Exactly.
Some tuna. But I'm happy with what we've got.
And some tuna.
And some tuna. The ship repairs cost 7,000. The other 3,000 was spent on tuna.
So you board the ladies who launch?
No, we didn't bring anyone else with us, right? No one else agreed to.
No. People have their own lives.
How dare
and
they?
it'd be wild for them to give it up and come with you on a spaceship after only a few days of having known you.
Yeah.
Who would do that?
I feel like Juniper definitely had a cagey kind of conversation with SV where she was trying to gauge whether that was sort of expected or wanted or whether it was, and in the end we kind of just sort of dodged around it and agreed that maybe in the future, once the other two don't hate her quite so much.
She's going to, she's going to stick around and try and set up the Red Leaf again. As it turns out, the cause set up a GoFundMe for her.
Oh, that's nice.
And she's already...
Because Jaz definitely looked at the 10 grand and change they had and went, we could help her rebuild the coffee shop, but I don't want to.
So you get onto the ship, prepare to set off and head out on maybe another great adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're going to leave this session and this game of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. Thank you so much for playing, guys.
Thank you. That was awesome.
You've been listening to Roll Plus Heart, an actual play podcast where I get to talk about pies. A lot. This was the final episode in our 4-part mini-series based on the game system Thirsty Sword Lesbians by April Kit Walsh. Your GM was Sara Keep, and your players were Becs Watson as Jaz Vell, Helen Gaffney as Tiddles, and me, Jen Blundell, as Juniper Poutine. Our music was composed by David Shaw. Music mixing and mastering was by Mark Anderson. The feedback on this first arc has been amazing. Thank you to every one of you who has listened, shared with your friends, or sent us a lovely message. We really appreciate you. It feels pretty wonderful to know that people are listening and enjoying the stories we're telling. If you too want to get in touch with us, you can message us on Twitter or Facebook at Roll+Heart. You can also email us at rollplusheart@gmail.com. We're finding it particularly fascinating to hear which characters are resonating with you all the most. So far, I think Tiddles is winning out. Must be them kitty titties. Another way you can help us out is by subscribing to the podcast or leaving us a written review or a star rating on iTunes, Spotify, or whatever app you use to listen to your podcasts. Also, fun news, we've launched our first items of merch on Redbubble. You can get stickers, t-shirts, hoodies, even shower curtains with the snazzy Roll+Heart logo printed on them. The shower curtain is ridiculously overpriced, but how else will you remember what your favourite podcast is next time you're having a wash? If you're interested in getting some merch, go to redbubble.com and search for Roll+Heart, and you should be able to find our various bits and pieces that way. Or you can search for Starling Girl Art, that's our Becs, who is hosting them on her store. More designs will be on the way in the future. The next episode of Roll+Heart will be out on Wednesday, the 16th of March. We'll be playing a one-shot session of Stone the Crows, a daft one-page RPG written by Grant Howitt about a bunch of corvids who want to rob the crown jewels. It's magical. See you then, me old muckers.
Oh, it's just me. Just me here alone. Meet. I love you, Jen. Hello. I was just getting my Meet I Love Yous in for when Jen does editing.
Meet. I love you. There you go.
Truly a nightmare. Truly a nightmare. Ooh.
And then she can just listen to me making weird thrusting noises as I try and tuck my chair in.
I mean, you shouldn't have given it any context. Just sort of Jen, Jen. Oh, where was this character during the game? What a loss. Jen,
it's me, isn't it?
Jen, Jen, I hate you.